Don't park your spirit. Find the path beyond harmony.
We are so powerful as beings. Nothing can tell you your path except for you. Once you start on this path, you can't turn around. Don't park your spirit there. You did it. You chose it. That's what you wanted. Because every choice you make affects your life. If you believe it, things are going to work for you because they parked their spirit. Wherever you go, there you are. Before I even knew what the word spirituality even meant, I was searching for it, but I didn't know it. Before I got to that place, I was in Toastmasters, trying to get myself comfortable enough to talk in front of people, even though I didn't quite know what I was going to talk about. But I knew there was some kind of system, and I called it our confidence scale, because I gave this talk about how if the woman I was at 30 years old was in a room with the woman I am right now, I would scare the bejesus out of her. And it's true, because at that time I said, where I am now is I'm a solid 10 on the confidence scale. And that woman, she was sub-zero. I called her pond scum, because that woman that I was then, she was a victim. She had been abused by 4 fathers. Her mom married 5 men and moved her 26 times by the time she hit 6th grade. She was a card-carrying victim, let me tell you. The first 4 daddies were alcoholics, abusive, violent. The stories I could tell you, you would feel so sorry for me, I promise you. But that's why I'm not going to share those stories, because they're not who I am today. I learned so much on my spiritual journey. I called it confidence level, but I've learned since then, which I'm going to explain in great detail, all of these topics. It was energy. My frequency at that time, where I was vibrating, I was emitting a frequency that was very low. And where I was at the time was very confident. I was confident. I was a 10, she was sub-zero. But now I know energy, frequency, where you are, frequency-wise, is going to connect you to the people you connect to. If you are a miserable person, if you hate life, if the life done you wrong, or if you're a card-carrying victim like I was, you're going to be hanging out in the same pool with the same people feeling the same way you do. You'll have plenty of people to share your stories with. But if you decide to let that story go and move through it to get to the other side, your life changes. I'm going to talk to you about how you do that, about stretching your comfort zone, because if you push it out just a little bit, that's where you are. You've expanded. I'm going to talk to you about taking incredible risks, jumping off of cliffs like crazy, following your gut, and taking the leap of faith. And with each time you take that leap of faith, you're going to be scared to death. But I'm going to guarantee you time and time again that every single time you take that leap, as scary as it is, your parachute's going to open and you're going to land in a place much better than you could have ever imagined. But this is where faith and trust comes in. Being on a spiritual journey is a challenge. I know many people that I've met during my journey that have been on a spiritual journey, and it seems we all get to this place as we're evolving, and they park their spirit somewhere that is comfortable, or they meet a partner at that vibrational level, that frequency, and they stay there and they just stop their growth. But they're happy, but they don't know what they could be because they parked their spirit. There are so many different ways to get here to a life of living through spirit. The way I live my life now is I follow guidance to the T. Every time I get guidance, I follow it. I'm going to challenge you. If you think you follow your guidance, I'm going to prove to you you do sometimes, but you don't always, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to explain how your emotions and how you feel affect everything in your life, and about making choices and decisions, because every choice you make affects your life. I'm going to talk to you about how you get in alignment and how to come from a place of honesty and truth at all times. My spiritual journey began when I first heard the word. When I met this woman who won a contest on my radio show, total happenstance. It was very weird the way it unfolded, but that's the way this stuff works. When her and I finally connected and got together to talk, she recommended a book to me. And she also recommended, since I commuted, that I listen to it on Audible. That changed my life. I started listening to that book the next day, and that book opened Pandora's box for me. The way I visualized it is that like I'm this onion, and that book just peeled back so many layers of the onion. But what I realized when I read that book, and then she recommended a second book, after I read that book, I was insatiable. I was like a sponge. I could not get enough information. With each book that I read, it peeled back more layers. But what I realized much later is not only did I read the book and I saw the information and it made sense to me, but I remembered who we are with each book we read. It was as if somebody who had amnesia and they found their journals and they remembered how to live again. My trail of breadcrumbs to where I am today, it was the books that I read. It was as if I left myself these breadcrumbs to find, and with each breadcrumb I found, I read that book and I became the information in it. Where I am today is someone who follows guidance 100% of the time. I've come to the place to where I always live in grace and gratitude and happiness and bliss and zen. I choose these every minute of every day. When I wake up in the morning, my mantra is everything is always working out for me. Oh, and it does. It always does. And even better. Once you get on the spiritual journey, once you open that first book, once you crack that code, you're going to find out that it cracks you wide open and there is no turning back. You can't. Once you open this door, it's a door to knowing. You no longer believe things. It is a knowing. You know who you are, you know why you're here, and you want more information. You want to learn more about who you are. I was seeking and searching my entire life, trying to find that thing that I was supposed to be doing. I always knew I was going to be on stage and I was going to be doing something, but I wasn't quite sure what. I'm here living out loud to help you find your way to this feeling. When you get to this place, you realize you are no longer searching for anything. Because once you come here and you live from this space, it's a way of life that you could not imagine anyone having anywhere, but you get it within yourself. And it is the biggest gift to give yourself. I'm going to share stories of how I manifested a crazy health problem and how I've decided illness is not for me any longer. Truly, within the last few months, I can honestly say I feel completely my entire body from head to toe, except for the gray hair, that I'm in my 20s. I feel as healthy and as youthful and as active. Actually more active than I was in my 20s, come to think about it. I am stronger, I am healthier than I've ever been before. And it's all because we are so powerful as beings. As human beings, we are powerful. We have enough power in each one of us to create worlds. But we argue for our limitations constantly. And that's why I want to share some of my stories with you and let you know that your choices are everything. Your beliefs are everything, because guess what? A belief is a thought you continue to think. We gathered our beliefs at a very young age, but we keep gathering new ones as we go along. We're always getting new beliefs because people tell us and we think, oh, is that true? And then that becomes our belief. Don't believe what anybody says, and throw out any belief you ever had. Any belief from anywhere. Your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandma, your grandpa, your teacher, or your priest or your preacher, or anybody. This is for you to decide, not have somebody tell you how things are done. If you look around you, the world is full of people just going through the motions and doing what everybody else does. That is not why we're here. We are here to live out loud. We are here to do anything we want, and we have the power to do anything we want. I'm going to share with you how you don't have to work hard to make anything happen. You really don't. We've been programmed. Hard work is what you need. Bull crap. I'm calling crap. You don't have to work hard. Truly, spirituality, finding your way to spirit, living from spirit, knowing and trusting and believing is all you need to do. It's a way of life, but once you find it, once you get here, once you start on this path, you can't turn around. There's no going back. So just remember, people in your lives are going to be greatly affected if you take this journey. But guess what? They're here on their journey. So don't live your life for them. Let them live their lives for them. You do you. Starting right now, this minute, you change your life. You can love them to pieces, but you're not responsible for them. Every single human being on this planet is here to live their journey. Let them go. Love them from afar. But this is for you. You decide. Is this the journey you want to take? It is. Just, that's a little hint. It is. Stay tuned. More videos are coming. This is just the first. We're going to crack you wide open and set you free. I'm Carrie Palmer. I'll see you later.